Kunsoot was a seasonal salmon camp, and this is where people came. A lot of the elders that I spoke to were children, and they remember rowing over here from our community with their grandparents. The name of this place is in relation to the stonefish trap that the Heiltsuk people created. My name is Desiree Lawson, and I'm Heiltsuk. I work for the Kunsoot Wellness Society, providing community engagement.
I was really fortunate growing up that I got to spend a lot of time out on the land with my family, and we had family camps that we would go to almost every weekend. And I think, if you look back through Heiltsuk history, that's always been the model of how we lived out on the land. You'd be there with multiple generations of your family doing things together. But that's not something we've seen a lot of in recent generations, but I really believe that Kunsoot is going to be a space where we can start doing that again in a meaningful way for everyone in the community. My name is Jess Haíťuk. I'm the Executive Director of Haíťuk Project Society and a member of the Board of Directors for the Kunsoot Wellness Society.
I think people, myself included, have a strong desire to return to these places, and in some way or another we know that that's the best thing for us. Be out on the land, on the water, and having that reciprocal relationship with the environment where we take care of salmon, we take care of the territory, and in return it takes care of us.
So you look at people in the community and everybody has some sort of special connection there. People would bring their kids there for picnics. My grandmother remembers rowing over there to smoke fish and pick berries with her grandmother, and people camped over there. I camped over there. So it's really neat that we're building on a space that's already really special to people, that people already feel really connected to, and I think we're just creating the conditions for those connections to be even deeper.
I remember coming over here with my late grandmother to do fish. I was just a young man, and I remember running around at the camp and running over to see them, and they were cutting fish and told us to watch them. My name is Max Johnson. I'm a Heiltsuk artist, and I'll be putting designs on some of the buildings here.
It's important to Kunsoot to honor our matriarchs, and one of the ways that we're doing that is modeling the fire pit in the shape of a women's cedar hat to honor our matriarchs, and we know that they are our caregivers, and that in a lot of ways we wouldn't be here without them.
There's history about this reserve and how our people used the space. It's very resource rich, and now we have an opportunity in this generation to utilize it in the same way our people used to use it a long time ago. The Kunsoot Wellness Centre here came to life as a result of our nation saying we need to take care of ourselves and we need to be well. We have a right to wellness, and there's been a common theme throughout many, many generations is what do we need to be well? And the answer has been quite simple, and it's that we need to stay connected to our land and our resources, our culture, and our community. My name is Haíťuk zaqv, and my English name is Carrie Easterbrook. I'm a board director member of the Kunsoot Wellness Society and a member of the Heiltsuk Nation.
My name is Leigh Jorgensen. I've lived in Bella Bella for over 40 years, and I have been the director of Haíťuk Project Society for 20 of those years. Been very blessed to be able to do things to express that level of gratitude for being here by helping the nation to be a tool for our elders and our chiefs, and to develop programs and facilities that make the nation stronger. And I think in many ways this nation is a leading nation along the coast. For 20 years or so, I had set up and directed the Haíťuk Project Society, which was all about youth, culture, and environment, and focused initially around building cabins throughout the territory so that people could get reconnected to the land. And that evolved into the zaqv program, where we started having youth culture science camps. We kind of built that up over the years, and We do family camps and Western science and grizzly bear stuff and salmon stuff and kids camps. So out of that came a movement within the community to develop a similar program to Kauai that was more accessible year-round.
One of the things that's, of course, really advantageous is it's so close to Bella Bella. It's nice and flat, so it's easy to build a facility that's accessible for all mobility levels.
Our matriarchs, for example, they want the constant source of heat. They want to be in comfortable beds and have running water, and also to have someone taking care of them.
When we were doing community engagement around Kunsoot in the early days and asking people, what do you want to see there? One of the first things most people would say is, will there be a space where we can work on fish? Are there going to be smokehouses over there? Can we do canning over there? And the answer to all of those things is yes. Those are all exactly the kind of activities that we think are really aligned with the purpose of Kunsoot. At the end of the day, wellness is whatever the community defines it as.
There was well over 50 of these community engagement kinds of meetings, and we very specialized those meetings. So what we wanted was as close to 100% buy-in to this as we could get. You go through and list all of the specialty talents that a community like this has. It's an amazing array of knowledge and capacity that we don't tap because we look for a different kind of authority and training and education.
So it's going to involve child welfare programs, health and wellness programs, restorative justice programs, social programs, addictions programs. It's going to allow our families to continue to come over here and picnic, but it's also going to provide opportunity for families that may be faced with trauma or domestic violence and need a safe space to be.
It's going to benefit a lot of people, like especially people that are suffering from mental illness, or if they have to go to a treatment center. This is a place where they can come and connect with our ancestors and find themselves. I would love to come over here and do art, or maybe teach art to the clients that are over here. It'll be really something nice to do for our people.
We made decisions about the fact that we would not put docks and boat anchorages and things like that in places where it might impact the salmon. We looked at how we're going to generate our power. Do we want to go over there and, as we're communicating with a cedar tree, listen to a generator running? No. So let's just find ways around all of that, and let's show our respect to the place. To do healing on the land is to let the land participate with you and to use the land and to give back to the land and to be part of that, to feel that. It's not about an hour a week in a counseling session. The healing that happens when you are splitting wood and when you are feeding yourself and smoking your own food and doing all the things that people used to do.
I think it's really exciting that we're able to build in a place that Heiltsuk history is so visible on the landscape. It's there everywhere in the territory if you know what to look for, but I think it's going to be really amazing to be working on fish with families at Kunsoot and to look over at low tide and see those fish traps and to see the wooden stakes in the river and just to know and be able to affirm looking around you that our connection to that place and to the species that make it thrive, like salmon, is so deep and still so present. I think that's going to be really affirming for people.
Our people are healthy because of our traditional diets. The first known case of diabetes in the Heiltsuk Nation was in 1970. And when you really think about it, that was the timeline when we had a new diet that was introduced to the nation, which took us away from eating our traditional food.
Food here is so important to everything we do. It's core to our whole identity as Heiltsuk people.
Every agency, every organization, every society will be a part of Kunsoot. Nobody's going to be left out. This belongs to the people. This belongs to the community. This belongs to the nation. And they're the ones that are going to breathe life into it. It is important that I kahila, uplift, and acknowledge Leigh Jorgensen. He has been instrumental in the success of Kunsoot, a source of strength. His connections and resourcefulness, pure love and respect for the Heiltsuk Nation is what planted the seed to making our Kunsoot dream become a reality. Wallace Gayasli Leigh. Be proud, Heiltsuk Nation. This is yours. This is ours.